And have I ever withheld your gilded reward? No, for I am magnanimous, generous, forgiving. And so, I grant you yet another gift. One last chance at salvation. The witness in all its glory has set its covetous gaze upon your traveler. You cannot stop it. Light burns for only so long. A feeble flame, easily extinguished. But you need not share that fate. I invite you to instead join me in revelry and embrace the inevitable. Alas, you have always been stubborn. So, if you insist on being devoured, then I will savor your final moments. Until our next reunion, Guardian.
So upon visiting Calus in the helm, based on the brief appearance in of the thing, with the pop-up that says emergency in the helm and the little quest there, you hear that epilogue from Calus, and then you head to the tower collecting the Senate shard if you have the room for it, which I really don't, excuse me, so just burn one to make room for it, and people are going, oh my god, he's burning it, I'd have no use for it, so then after that is pretty much also the reward with the sparrow that was at the seasonal kind of entrance, where it was the kind of Erismorn themed sparrow, but that's pretty much the end of the season as going forward. So season of the Haunted has officially wrapped up. New season next week, and we still know nothing about it. Yeah, it's typically like that from Bungie, at least nowadays. It seems like they're holding everything very close to the chest. But aside from that, let's get into everything else about the reset and what it entails. So basically, yeah, the reset has come about. It's last week of the season, which it seems that the new standard for last week of the season is that all three of the Vanguard playlists, or all three of the core playlists, have at least double rank. So Strikes has double double Vanguard, Gambit has double Infamy, and there is currently boosted Valor available in all of the Crucible game mode. So if there's any ranks that you need to finish from the core playlist activities, now is the week to do it, because all three are active and you don't have to pick and choose. So, kind of get on that. And aside from that, we also, in terms of the rest of the world, for our rotations, we have, nope, that's the wrong thing. We have Last Wish, as well as the Shattered Throne for our Pinnacles. So in case you wanted to run some old content before, who knows what happens next season? Maybe new raid? Who knows? But at the same time, that is basically the pinnacle activities for rotators in terms of Dares of Eternity, just to knock it out of the way. For our Legend mode, we have Fallen Hive and Zydron. And then into the Throne World, just to check the rest. Actually, wait, I'm skipping everything else. So we have for the Grandmaster Nightfall, for lastly, we have the Proving Grounds, which is a more difficult one of the sets available. Although with a pretty decent team and pretty well established classes and roles, this is a little bit easier, and Solar Burn is a little bit better just because, Cataclysmic Galahorn, Galahorn of the Ascendancy, there are options to absolutely burn Ignovoon and champions, not to mention Solar Ignition, Chaining, and all those other things. So yeah, this could be difficult, but it actually could be pretty easy depending on the team. I remember going through this only one time when me and my team actually had to go through this for Conqueror. But at the same time, I am lacking because I actually don't know what weapons available. Give me just a moment. So according to Light.gg, and I stress according to Light.gg, this is not anything else. They say it's Silicon Neuroma for our Adept weapon, which is a pretty good weapon. Not what a lot of people wanted for last. A lot of people wanted another chance at maybe Horror's Least, or maybe something else that is, not, better, or, you know what I'm saying. But aside from that, there's nothing new with Gambit aside from the aforementioned boosted infamy. And with Crucible, we have Team Scorched and, of course, Trial of Osiris for the last time this season. And, of course, it's going to brief hiatus once the new season started because that's just how this rolls. Because, you know, that's how it works for the raid race or whatever race is coming up. But aside from that, into the Throne World for our raids, we have for Vow of the Disciple, it is Base Information Challenge, which is Caretaker Challenge, where you can only get one glyph at a time from the Darkness Rooms, and you can only input them in one at a time. And, of course, there's Master Mode, you can get any weapon, but if you wanted to run Master Mode for armor, it is Resilience-focused this time around. And then into the rest of the Throne World for Wellspring, it starts off with Father Sins, in case you wanted to know where it goes from there. And the weekly mission is the Ghosts, which is taking on basically the nightmare or a illusion of a Rexus Vaughn the Hangman, basically. But, you know, that's farmable. So into the rest of the world, checking lastly, of course, this is the last week to wrap up any of the seasonal quests that aren't quest related. So what do I mean by that? This one, if I didn't already have all of them, would have a Figment of Darkness, which would give me a upgrade at the Helm and the Crown of Sorrow. So those are staying, but pretty much every other challenge that involves Bright Dust or XP or is just not crucial to upgrading something, they will all be going away at next season. So pretty much if you want to finish any of those, it is a good idea to actually go through and finish them than just leaving them around and just doing nothing with them, because it can actually reward you pretty well. If I recall, this large pile of Bright Dust is like some 7,500, if I can actually remember. But aside from that, in the rest of the world, there isn't much else going on. But, of course, like I said, the season just wrapped up, so nothing new developing. And in the Helm, the Legendary Psyops is the European Dead Zone. And aside from that, it is time to check our weapons available for Banshee. And then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. That being said, what he has is pretty good, actually. Staccato, first of all, which is currently Outlaw Adaptive Munitions, which is pretty not bad for Grandmasters, because Adaptive Munitions is at least a good fallback, I should say, including with a solar with an energy weapon, because obviously it matches Solar Shield, and then it can do work against everything else. Although there are good rolls, and it can roll with Incandescent on this one as well, in case you're looking for a solar build edition. Same with Lunulata, I think is how it's pronounced, because right now, Ensemble Adrenaline Junkie, not the best roll, but at the same time, this is a stasis bow and can possibly roll with Headstone, and comes with Vice Stinger, so, you know, origin traits among the like. Same with Staccato, it has the Suros origin trait. But then we also have Funnel Web, Autoloading is good, Thresh is not so great, but of course, it's the Vice Stinger, because, you know, somehow this is the new, I already forgot its name because it's just annoying. Then we also have Galu RR3, which is new to the season, which is another Amalon sniper that has its origin trait, which honestly, heating up and turnabout is probably not a great combination for either PvE or PvP, but honestly, there are some good rolls you can drop for either option in case you wanted to take it that way. And for grenade launchers, we have the Typhon GL5, which this is actually a pretty great roll, because depending on whether or not you align it with, like an Ice Luna or another stasis weapon and Harmonic, Explosive Light is great, and as well as Demolitionist, both good options there, because this gives you grenade energy and an autoloader option, just in case, although the explosives and the launches aren't the best options for a grenade launcher. And otherwise, it is the usual class swords, which this time around it seems like we don't have Jagged Edge, at least on Crown Splitter. So, you know, already it's looking like a rough option. But aside from that, that is pretty much everything available. Now, I will stress that it is very likely that I will miss the TWAB for the initial next season, because on that day I will be leaving the country. I know, rough, and I will not be covering, I will not be doing any sort of 24-hour stream like I usually would. I might have a video of the first attempt with the new raid, because I hear at least there's a raid coming out the Friday, maybe, of the new thing, so it's hard to say. I will be in Canada, so I might be able to attempt it, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream it. So, with that being said, I'm going to cover as much as I can on Tuesday, because obviously new season, that's the best time of year to do that. But from there, it's hard to see what I'm actually going to apply to the rest of the week. With that, my name is Matt Scorpion, and I will see you in the next video.